the world expected to reap what was commonly referred to as the peace dividend. And I know, having been foreign minister that time, that there was so much expectation. I mean, imagine growing up, I was watching films by James Bond and spy rigs and things. I thought the whole world was, I mean, that man called James Bond, well, you know, you got indoctrinated without you knowing. And so, with the collapse of the Cold War again, all these things disappeared. And now, there's so much going between Russia and America. There's so much going on in the world. But as I said, the world expected peace after that. But what have we found instead? This is part of the new challenges of our age. Instead of Cold War, we now have hot war situations. Who would have thought that we are going to witness religious extremism? Because this is what has brought the new challenge to the world, religious extremism. And therefore, the unique challenge of the Cold War. Then, of course, the issue of globalization and new technology. In this country, telephony has really gone up. And I'm sure in a lot of your own countries, we're even now doing very interesting types of banking. You don't need to come to the city to bank. You can bank through your Safaricom telephone. You can do a lot of strange things that were unheard of as we were growing up. And this is the advent of technology as a result of globalization. There's also a political opening of space. And this is also happening as a subsequent development. And so, similarly, today's African leaders are more focused on proper economic management than many of their predecessors. And they have the maturity to be able to address weaknesses and previous weaknesses than was ever before. Therefore, opening of political space. Africans are beginning to speak more openly. I'm sure we do remember that during the period of the Cold War, Africa was the battleground, ideological battleground. We were actually divided between the East and the West. And then we had the era of military coup d'etats in Africa. A lot of you are generals. I think it will please you to know that in one session of the African Union, in fact, before it became African Union, the Organization of African Union took a very deliberate step to make it unattractive for African governments to ever experience again military coup d'etats. And therefore, he said any country that goes through a military coup d'etat will find absolutely no comfort at the level of African heads of state. Of course, there have been scenes, exceptions here and there. The recent coup in Mauritania and other places, people make noise and still say, wow, what option do we have? But that is the official position. In the 70s, if you are either progressive or reactionary. If you are aligned to the West, you are reactionary. And if you are aligned to Russia and China, you are seen to be progressive. And that was the divide. What actually helped Kenya during those early years, the 60s, was the recognition that we needed to evolve our own kind of political philosophy. And our founding fathers, including President Kibaki today, came up with a famous document. And I want to refer you to that document, if you find it in the library here. Sessional paper number 10 of 1965, which actually defined our own political orientation. We refer to it as sessional paper number 10 on African socialism and its application to development.